Senior year is not only a time to look in the future, but it's also a time to look into the past and think of what I've done to get to this point and think of some of the best memories I've had and will ever have. Senior year has been nothing like the previous 11 years of school and has changed me physically and mentally. Instead of making it through the year, it was a much slower and relaxed year and felt like I was going through the credits of a movie, which was nice. First, I'd like to talk about school clubs and activities. My freshman year, I participated in Special Olympics and German club, but did not go farther than that because I had other clubs that I was involved in. I've been actively involved in Vision Club in my junior and senior year and played on the soccer team and led it 3 times. I've also played soccer for 11 years and started when I was 5. However, senior year has not been one of my best years. It all started before the school year when I had soccer practice at 6 to 8 in the morning and 6 to 8 at night every day for 2 weeks before school. I was exhausted from these, which caused a bit of fatigue. The first week of school, I was still worn out from the conditioning practices. My mom noticed I wasn't acting properly and had delayed responses to the things when I talked to her. I also drove to school in the first week, which wasn't a very good idea. On Friday, August 29th, I was admitted to Children's Hospital for diagnostic tests and stayed there for 5 days until I got out and nothing was solved. During my time in the hospital, I was put on antibiotics, which stirred my senses even more. I had numerous shots and procedures every 4 hours. I was relieved when I got home, but I was still not right and would be awake for about 6 hours a day because I was recovering from the antibiotics that the hospital gave me. I stayed at home for 2.5 weeks, and during this saw behavioral psychiatrists, primary care physicians, and other neurological doctors. I returned to school on Monday, October 6th, ready to return to school. I was excited. But at 6:50 on Wednesday, October 8th, I was eating breakfast with my mom, and then everything went dark. Next thing I knew, I was in an ambulance back on my way to the hospital and was notified by paramedics that I had a seizure. I spent only 2 days in the hospital for this time. The worst part to me was the Pennsylvania state laws say that any neurological event that occurs in someone's life goes for an immediate 6-month suspension of that license. So I was out of driving until April 8th of 2015, which is I was very aggravated about because I love to drive. I had multiple follow-up appointments with my primary care physician, and she finally cleared me to play soccer on October 6th or October 13th when there was 1 game left of soccer. The clearance never made it to the athletics trainer somehow, and I missed the last game of the season and ended up not playing in a single game for the entire season. Since then, I thought about what I could have done to prevent this from happening, and the answer is nothing. As the soccer season ended, I returned to school for a half day to be eligible to play soccer, but started to feel drowsy again, and I missed more school after that. I returned to school for a second time and saw a fully recovered, but we still wanted a diagnosis for what had happened. January 22nd was the last time I saw a neurological doctor for treatment, and after that we gave up because there was nothing they could do. I was prescribed with a 1,000 milligram seizure prevention pill called Keppra, which I will be taking for the next 3 years, with a low dose of vitamin B6 every morning and night. After 6 months of all these things, they were never able to find a diagnosis, which is all I wanted. Aside from this is some of the events that have occurred in school, which are positive. Most of my best memories have come from school-related events. The turkey trot and outdoor concerts in the parking lot were two of my most favorite memories, because it was basically everyone in the school just having fun and doing what they wanted. Oftentimes, students don't really appreciate these events and would say they'd rather go home. I don't understand this because I'd rather go outside and see a concert than sit in a classroom. This is the thing that you guys signed when I came back. It had all the teachers' names, all the students' names, and it had a gift card to Red Lobster, which I guess is my dad, but I only paid for one person because Red Lobster is extremely expensive. Now I would like to tell you about my future. I'll be attending Penn State Greater Allegheny in the fall for college. I have to pursue a career in petroleum engineering. The only problem is that Penn State Grand Allegheny does not offer 4-year engineering programs, and I will go through 2 years there and then hopefully go to the main campus. During my time at Greater Allegheny, I will attempt to play on the soccer team to get a second chance at playing since I didn't get to play this year. And after college, I hopefully find a job in the field that I've taken the required courses. After I've saved enough money, I would like to move down south, possibly either Florida or Georgia. Mainly because I like country music and any kind of music like that, really. I would also like to have 1 or 2 kids to teach them how the world works someday. I would also like to have a jet ski, but maybe not that kid because he's drinking out of a freaking hose. Lastly, my advice to underclassmen is to do something in Baldwin High School because they offer the widest variety of school clubs and activities. Also find yourself as soon as you can in high school, but remember that your change will happen sometimes in your high school. Lastly, it's never too late to try something new. In my opinion, everyone should join some kind of club or sport because it builds you character and will also look good on your college transcript. Don't be afraid to be yourself and join a club because you never know what can happen.